Okay, so my name is Wayne. Today's video is called "What does about say about fall?" It means why I'm making this video because I forgot to make this video. That's why. I just skipped it and talked about Hebrew New Year instead of talking about fall. But now I'm talking about fall now, and then I'll talk about Hebrew, and then I'll make it for Hebrew, and I'll make it before Hebrew New Year on the playlist. Okay, and I was going to talk about zombies and vampires, but I put that for but instead I put that for 2023. Instead. So I'm going to shift it for 2023. And then sending with Z monsters and crypto monsters. And then for 2024, and just to let you know, I'm going to be talking about I'll be talking about ghosts and pirates in 2024 because I want to talk about because I don't want to get into too many Halloween stuff. That's why. So after skeletons, after I talk about skeletons, I'll go back to be talking about Veterans Day. Okay. But today I'm talking about fall because I forgot to talk about that. That's why. So what does somebody say about fall? Well, I'll talk about it right now, okay? So I'll show it to you on what this fall look like and then take a look in seasons. Here's some leaves falling down. See? So this is what I guess this is what fall looks like. Okay? And yeah, it's fall in the northern hemisphere. It's spring. Yeah, and then it means in the southern hemisphere it will be spring. In the southern hemisphere, but I already talked about spring anyway last video, so you can talk about that anyway. But yeah, right here in the northern hemisphere is first fall. So what is fall about? And if you want to call it, I call it fall because the leaves falling down. But if you want to call it autumn, that's fine too. Anyway, and this is called autumn equinox or autumnal equinox. That's fine anyway. So the spiritual of autumn equinox. Each season is a set job of spiritual journey. So we read about what fall is, or you can or autumn if you want to call it that. Either way, I just call it fall. Anyway, let's just read about, okay? In this article, okay? The voice of autumn speaks the surges of leaves. It's breathing through and crying full of change. It's winding down the year and both harvest and death more than any other season. That's what connection of fall. And they connect, and they fall, and they feel that any closer time as they inevitable. Indeed, they are. Each year, as the Earth completes any fourth journey around the sun, the balance between night and day shifts because the Earth is tilted. Not until the sun's light doesn't hit the surface, the unpleasant evening, even the northern hemisphere is toward the sun's summer's hot rays, and the days are longer. But when the southern half, and the Earth is tilted away from the sun, catches a slight and angle winter arrives. And these become shorter when the reverse is true. The seasons are reversed as well. It's only twice a year the Earth is evenly struck by sunlight. And these moments are called equinoxes. The first equinox in the year is spring equinox. After that, and then the summer solstice. The longest year after this, and as ours we get until finally we just autumnal equinox, and which is the shortest day, the year winter solstice. But it's only a physical service when it's the autumnal equinox and spiritual journey mirrors and your universal spiritual journey. To think that equinox and solstice are terms of life and the year is born, winter solstice, winter spring equinox is a reach of bright life, and summer solstice the abnormal equinox makes sense of old age, blending of the winter solstice, emphasis of earth, rebirth, and cycle anew. Okay, autumn holds a spiritual unique place. Many mistake mystery decline that surrounds and follows autumn equinox for darkness and evil. In reality, it is about endings. It's a very natural thing. For every journey, you find its end. In fall, it is bittersweet and a body of this. A physical death, darkness experienced by the land approach winter represents something else as well. But this body and the body of darkness of all people contain within everyone themselves. Everyone is blended day and night and good and evil. But there comes a time when night has been braved as in darkness, and must be faced by ancient cultures in India and Egypt, summer Greeks in Mexico, Peru, and so on. However, groups understand the spiritual journey as well, but they see that in their eyes and embrace in heavens. The sea cultures are the movements that align with sea cultures equinoxes into the spiritual journey, including on the descent and its own inner darkness. Darkness only exists in all of us. We are fallen perfect human beings, after all. Darkness in your grows and takes over like a cancer, but it's only that it is dragged into the light and overcome it. Autumn is the time to face this darkness and physical reminder that we must all be within ourselves. Okay, fall paradoxically is the time when the beauty of withering, crops are harvested, and natural world begins to fade. But this is sure to relate on ourselves. Progression of the season's fall. The season's fall serves much as its purpose, but the spiritual level. Consider that as autumn sets in, as areas of life that must be let go, but consider that it no longer serves you in your way that needs to wither. At the same time, consider that the dream sense that you planned at the beginning of the year, and they have been suddenly growing. Allow these dreams to be bountiful harvest. You read, enjoy these. Replace your subjects do you know good. For example, perhaps you wish to be more assertive, and then at the beginning of the year, maybe you decided that you will be. Perhaps you decided how to be more assertive person throughout the year. Fall is the time to then allow fear of a part probably to fall away and replaced by confidence. But by the winter solstice, you're born anew, and this will be part of you. How to get in touch with the spiritual side of autumn in your contemporary age. Well, be mindful of the being present and then turn off your devices and spirit to take a walk. And ready to take leaves and be mindful to color the sky, grass, and leaf, and stone and feel the air and sights of the texture, sights around you. And then to do so, ask yourself, what do I need to release? Where are my burdens? Pay attention to what nature is doing around you. After all, everything's a purpose, including changing of the seasons. They remind you to keep changing, not to allow stuff to become stagnant. Remember, we all these are over time. They get energy to us, but they talk about certain points that are no longer to serve us. They use chlorophyll to turn brown, whether they must be released, and they must earthy leaves into the fall of the ground, and their next generation in nature goes through their own leaves, and they're getting them go, or hanging on to the dead. Take your time to connect the world around you around this fall. Don't let significance pass you. It's easy to let your own busy world to allow happen by reconnected to you its seasons, and you'll find yourself renewed and born and reborn each year. But better and better you were before. Allow yourself to your spiritual possibilities. And a fall is a joy because the air, but then listen to whispering voice of leaves. They must wisdom impart to you. Okay, and that's what fall. Okay, that's what fall is about. But yes, fall's created by God. Okay, yeah. Well, all seasons created by God: spring, summer, fall, and winter. So yeah, winter, spring, summer, and fall. Right? Yeah. So that's why, and I love the seasons. That's why. And I'll show you how to get saved right now. Okay. Pointing any false religions that damn souls to hell. They go to heaven is to believe all Lord Jesus Christ's salvation is by faith alone, and once you can't do for salvation. And our next video is well, let me go down for a minute because this is too far. Well, I told you about Hebrew New Year, but I already talked about that, so Now, I talk about pumpkins, so I guess my next video will be about skeletons. So, like I said, so. But I'll put this video before Hebrew New Year on my playlist, okay? Because it's supposed to be before anyway. But I think I'll talk about skeletons next video. That's okay. Anyway, that's what you get saved. The point of the boast is the damn souls to have to go to heaven. The Lord Jesus Christ. And this is by faith alone, grace of Jesus Christ alone. And once you receive the truth, you can't lose your salvation. He's believes that salvation is for salvation. Well, next video is well, I already talked about Hebrew New Year, but I'll put this video before this on my playlist, and then I'll talk about So I already talked about pumpkins. I guess I'll have to talk about skeletons next video. Okay. Because I gotta go right now. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoy. So bye. Oh yeah, before I go, I want to show you something too. No, I can't. Here, I'll put this Now I'm gonna have to find it. Here's another picture of what fall. Okay, guys, here's another picture of what fall looks like as well. Just like this picture. Here's another picture of it. Okay. Okay. So you can see on this picture anyway. Now I have to go right now. So thank you for watching this video. Be good. Bye.